Facts First presents 70 years after doctors said her baby died, this old woman received a life-changing phone call. When Genevieve Purinton was a teenager, she got pregnant by a married man. This was back in the 40s when getting pregnant out of wedlock was very much frowned upon. Because the man was already married, he wouldn't be able to marry Genevieve. She didn't even have the support of her mother and father. They were both angry that their daughter had become pregnant. Genevieve went into labor in Indiana in 1949. She was 18 years old at the time. Sadly, she would never be able to hold her baby. The nurses told her that her baby had died during birth. Genevieve had no reason not to trust the doctors and nurses, so she never asked to see the birth certificate. She was devastated, but there was nothing she could do. Her child was gone, and she had to try and get her life back together. When she was released from the hospital, she couldn't go home. Her mother told her that her father would kill her if she did, so she went to live with her grandmother. After graduating from high school, Genevieve decided to leave her life in Indiana behind and start a new life in Florida. Choosing to leave everything behind was a bold move because Genevieve didn't know anyone in Florida. This is a move that many people would be terrified to make, but Genevieve did it anyway. She found a place to live in Tampa and started a new life complete with new friends. Sadly, she never did have more children. When she was diagnosed with a tumor, she had to have a hysterectomy, which made having children impossible. Genevieve lived a long and happy life in Tampa. She had 8 siblings, and sadly she had to watch all of them pass on before her. She was living in a care home in North Tampa. She had friends, but she believed that she had no family left. She had no idea, though, that that wasn't true. 70 years after doctors said her baby died, this woman received a life-changing phone call. Connie Moulthrop was raised in Santa Barbara, California after being adopted as a baby. Connie knew from a very young age that she was adopted. She says that she remembered her adoptive parents telling her the story of how they chose her. They told her that they walked up and down the halls of the orphanage looking for a baby, and of all the babies, they picked her. Connie says that she loved that story. When Connie was very young, her mother passed away from cancer. Her father remarried, but soon after that he also died of a heart condition. By the time Connie was only 5 years old, both of her adoptive parents were gone, and she was left with her abusive stepmother. According to Connie, her childhood was not a happy one. Connie never had a real maternal influence in her life, and she often thought about meeting her real biological mother. When she was in her 30s, she started looking. Unfortunately, they didn't have the resources back then that we do today, so her search was not successful. Soon, though, life got in the way and she put the search out of her head. She was living in Richmond, Virginia now, where she worked as a nurse and a massage therapist. She had a daughter named Bonnie Chase, and she went on to have 2 children. When she was in her 60s, she only knew of these 3 blood relatives. Bonnie bought Connie a DNA testing kit for Christmas in 2017. She thought her mother would like to know more about herself, since she didn't have her biological parents to answer any of her questions. Bonnie also bought a kit for herself. She understood a little about how her mother felt. Her mother didn't know her entire family, and Bonnie really didn't either. She'd never met her father, so she understood how her mother felt. Both women didn't put too much stock in their tests, and they both waited a few months before sending in their samples. When Connie got her results back, she was shocked. For years, she believed that she had a daughter and 2 grandchildren. When she got the results, it revealed that she had 1,600 relatives. Connie got in touch with a long-lost cousin. She was in shock when her cousin told her that her mother was still alive. When Genevieve got a call from a woman who claimed to be her daughter, she at first didn't believe it. Genevieve asked Connie when she was born. She also asked if she knew her original name, which she said that she did. It was Margaret Ann Mitch. When she answered, Genevieve realized right away her baby did not die at birth. Her parents had lied to her. Genevieve told Connie the story, and she broke down in tears. All these years, Connie believed that her mother had just given her up because she didn't want her. She had no idea that her mother thought she was dead. The 2 women had 70 years to catch up on, and they talked on the phone for quite a while. When the 2 met in person, they discovered that they looked a lot alike. They also realized that they both had a lot in common. After 70 years, the mother and daughter were finally reunited, Have you ever found a long-lost relative? Tell us your story in the comments. Also, be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos.